The Florida Department of Transportation, or FDOT, District 4, would like to welcome you to the public hearing for the I-95 interchanges at Boynton Beach Boulevard and Gateway Boulevard. This public hearing is for financial management project numbers 435804-1-22-01 and 231932-1-22-01. These environmental studies have been conducted by FDOT District 4 in compliance with all applicable federal environmental laws and pursuant to 23 U.S.C. 327 and the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding between FDOT and the Federal Highway Administration, signed on December 14, 2016, with the FDOT Office of Environmental Management in Tallahassee as the approving authority. This hearing is being held to provide you with the opportunity to comment on this project. The study area is located in eastern Palm Beach County, within the city of Boynton Beach, between Boynton Beach Boulevard at I-95 and Gateway Boulevard at I-95. At Boynton Beach Boulevard, the study area extends from east of Old Boynton Road to east of Seacrest Boulevard. At Gateway Boulevard, the study area extends from west of High Ridge Road to Seacrest Boulevard. Traffic modeling was completed from Woolbright Road to Hypoluxo Road to evaluate the influence of adjacent interchanges on the project areas. The purpose of this public hearing is to share information with the general public about the proposed improvement, its conceptual design, all alternatives under study, and the potential beneficial and adverse social, economic, and environmental impacts upon the community. The public hearing also serves as an official forum, providing an opportunity for members of the public to express their opinions regarding the project. Public participation at this hearing is encouraged and solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting either the Florida Department of Transportation District 4 office or the Central Office in Tallahassee. This contact information is also provided on a sign displayed at this hearing. There are three primary components to tonight's hearing. First, the open house, which occurred prior to this presentation, where you were invited to view the project displays and to speak directly with the project team and provide your comments in writing or to the court reporter. Second, this presentation, which will explain the project purpose and need, study alternatives, potential impacts, both beneficial and adverse, and proposed methods to mitigate adverse project impacts. And third, a formal comment period following this presentation, where you will have the opportunity to provide oral statements at the microphone, or you may provide your comments directly to the court reporter or in writing. The Project Development and Environment, or PD&E, study is a process developed by the Florida Department of Transportation to evaluate the social, environmental, economic, and engineering impacts associated with proposed transportation improvements. In addition to complying with the National Environmental Policy Act of 1969, or NEPA, the objectives of a PD&E study are to support decisions concerning if, where, and what should be built to address the identified transportation needs. We are currently at the public hearing step of the PD&E process. Before this hearing, the public was invited to attend the public kickoff meeting on September 17, 2015, and the Alternatives Workshop on July 28, 2016. This public hearing is the final opportunity during the PD&E process for the public to provide comments about the study. The purpose of this project is to evaluate transportation improvement alternatives that would enhance traffic operations at the existing interchanges, provide acceptable levels of service, or LOS, to the traveling public, improve the roadway capacity, and improve overall traffic operations. Transportation improvements would also meet the future travel demand that will result from an expanding population and employment growth. This project is consistent with local transportation plans. The Palm Beach Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, is the government organization that provides both long-range and short-term transportation planning for Palm Beach County. The MPO plans, prioritizes, and funds transportation projects and programs. The MPO adopts a 5-year funding Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP, annually. The I-95 at Boynton Beach Boulevard and Gateway Boulevard interchanges were identified in the current TIP for fiscal year 2017 through 2021. Design funding is planned for fiscal year 2017 to 2020. Right-of-way and construction funding is planned for fiscal year 2020 and beyond. This PD&E study evaluated 5 alternatives for both interchange locations: the no-build alternative, the Transportation System Management and Operations, or TSM&O alternative, and 3 build alternatives. Alternative 1, the Concept Development Alternative, or CDA. Alternative 2, Streamlined CDA. And Alternative 3, a Single Point Urban Interchange, or SPUI. Several build alternatives have been developed that would meet future travel demand and potentially minimize impacts to the community and the natural and physical environment. The build alternatives have been developed with input obtained throughout the study process from the general public, local governments, and environmental agencies. NEPA requires that doing nothing to the existing conditions be considered during the environmental review process. This alternative is designated as the no-build alternative, signifying that no new improvements or construction would take place. Although this alternative does not meet the purpose and need for the project, it will be considered, serving as a baseline for comparison against other alternatives. The no-build alternative retains the existing roadway and interchange improvements and would not have any direct impacts to the physical, natural, and social environments, right-of-way, structures, or utilities. The TSM&O alternative does not include roadway improvements that require right-of-way. This alternative includes utilizing the existing infrastructure and roadway design and optimizing traffic signal timing and coordination of signal systems. The TSM&O alternative alone cannot provide the much-needed capacity and intersection operational improvements. Several build alternatives have been developed that would meet future travel demand and potentially minimize impacts to the community and the natural and physical environment. The build alternatives have been developed with input obtained throughout the study process from the general public, local governments, and environmental agencies. These build alternatives include the Concept Development Alternative, or CDA, which is a conventional diamond interchange, a streamlined CDA alternative, and a single-point urban interchange, or SPUI. Now we will discuss the proposed transportation improvements at the Boynton Beach Boulevard interchange. The CDA alternative includes the following proposed improvements: a new right turn lane to Industrial Avenue, dual left and triple right turn lanes at the I-95 southbound off-ramp, dual left turn lanes eastbound and westbound, lengthened right turn lane to northbound I-95, and triple left turn lanes and a single right turn lane at the I-95 northbound off-ramp. This alternative is expected to impact 26 parcels. The streamlined CDA alternative includes the following proposed improvements, similar to the CDA alternative with the following modifications: a closed median between 7th Street and Old Boynton Road, dual right and single left turn lanes and a shared left-right lane at the I-95 southbound off-ramp, and triple left and dual right turn lanes at the I-95 northbound off-ramp. This alternative is expected to impact 19 parcels. The SPUI alternative includes the following proposed improvement: one signalized intersection on the bridge. This alternative is expected to impact 19 parcels. The existing and proposed roadway typical sections for Boynton Beach Boulevard eastbound at the approach to I-95 are shown here. Multiple pond site locations were evaluated to accommodate drainage at the I-95 Boynton Beach Boulevard interchange. One pond site on the east and west sides of I-95 will be selected. Evaluation of the alternatives is based on a wide range of criteria that reflect the concerns of all the key stakeholders. Examples of these criteria include traffic operations and safety, environmental, cultural, and social impacts, construction costs and right-of-way costs. An alternatives matrix was developed to compare the alternatives across a range of criteria, and anticipated effects are presented in the evaluation matrix shown here. In terms of environmental issues, all the alternatives have very similar minimal impacts. The largest difference between alternatives is related to right-of-way impacts. Build Alternative 1 would impact 23 parcels, and Build Alternatives 2 and 3 would impact 16 parcels. The recommended Build Alternative 2 has the potential to displace one resident. Cost estimates prepared for all three build alternatives indicate the recommended alternative has the lowest total estimated costs at $39 million. All build alternatives provide better facilities for bicycles and pedestrians, with the addition of buffered bike lanes and enhanced crosswalks at the interchange ramps. Preliminary traffic operational analysis indicates that all three build alternatives provide better traffic operations than the no-build and TSM and O alternatives, reduction to northbound and southbound I-95 off-ramp queuing, and reduction to intersection delays along the project corridor. In terms of overall operational improvements, The recommended alternative proposes the best operational results at the I-95 ramps, intersections with Boynton Beach Boulevard, and in general terms throughout the project area. Following the July 28, 2016 Alternatives Public Workshop, a meeting was held with FDOT District 4 to discuss the comprehensive resources evaluation, transportation and traffic studies, costs, and involvement of the public, local, and state officials, and select a recommended alternative for each interchange. The recommended alternative for the project area was chosen by FDOT on January 26, 2017. Alternative 2, the streamlined concept development alternative, was chosen for the State Road 804 Boynton Beach Boulevard interchange. The Boynton Beach Boulevard preferred alternative is the streamlined CDA. At Boynton Beach Boulevard, we anticipate 16 impacted parcels for roadway improvements, 2 pond sites, and the relocation of 1 family. West of I-95, the anticipated required right-of-way is located on the south side of Boynton Beach Boulevard. East of I-95, the anticipated required right-of-way is located on the north and south sides of Boynton Beach Boulevard. Farther east of I-95, the anticipated required right-of-way is located on the north and south sides of Boynton Beach Boulevard. Now we will discuss the proposed transportation improvements at the Gateway Boulevard interchange. Alternative 1, the Concept Development Alternative, or CDA, includes the following proposed improvements. Triple left turn lanes from southbound High Ridge Road to eastbound Gateway Boulevard. Dual left and right turn lanes at the I-95 southbound off-ramp. Single right turn lane from southbound Seacrest to westbound Gateway Boulevard. Dual left turn lanes from northbound Seacrest to westbound Gateway Boulevard. Triple left and single right turn lanes at the I-95 northbound off-ramp. Dual right turn lanes from eastbound Gateway Boulevard to southbound I-95. From High Ridge Road northbound, dual left turns and a single right turn to Gateway Boulevard. From Gateway Boulevard eastbound, dual left turn lanes and a single right turn to High Ridge Road. This alternative is expected to impact 53 parcels. The streamlined CDA alternative includes the following proposed improvements, similar to the CDA alternative with the following modifications. Dual left turn lanes from southbound High Ridge Road to eastbound Gateway Boulevard. A single right turn lane and shared through right turn lane from eastbound Gateway Boulevard to southbound I-95. Triple left and dual right turn lanes at the I-95 northbound off-ramp. This alternative is expected to impact 33 parcels. Alternative 3, the SPUI alternative, includes the following proposed improvement. 1 signalized intersection on the bridge. This alternative is expected to impact 33 parcels. The existing and proposed roadway typical sections for Gateway Boulevard eastbound at the approach to I-95 are shown here. Multiple pond site locations were evaluated to accommodate drainage at the I-95 Gateway Boulevard interchange. One pond site on the east and west sides of I-95 will be selected. Evaluation of the alternatives is based on a wide range of criteria that reflect the concerns of all the key stakeholders. Examples of these criteria include traffic operations and safety, environmental, cultural, and social impacts, construction costs, and right-of-way costs. An alternatives matrix was developed to compare the alternatives across a range of criteria, and anticipated effects are presented in the evaluation matrix shown here. In terms of environmental issues, all the alternatives have very similar minimal impacts. The largest difference between alternatives is related to right-of-way impacts. Build Alternative 1 would impact 53 parcels, and Build Alternatives 2 and 3 would impact 33 parcels. The recommended Build Alternative 3 has potential to displace 6 residences and 1 business. Cost estimates prepared for all 3 build alternatives indicate the recommended alternative has the second lowest total estimated costs at $36 million. All build alternatives provide better facilities for bicycles and pedestrians, with the addition of buffered bike lanes and enhanced crosswalks at the interchange ramps. Preliminary traffic operational analysis indicates that all 3 build alternatives provide better traffic operations than the no-build and TSM and O alternatives. Reduction to northbound and southbound I-95 off-ramp queuing, and reduction to intersection delays along the project corridor. In terms of overall operational improvements, the recommended alternative proposes the best operational results at the I-95 ramps intersections with Boynton Beach Boulevard, and in general terms throughout the project area. Following the July 28, 2016 Alternatives Public Workshop, a meeting was held with FDOT District 4 to discuss the comprehensive resources evaluation, transportation and traffic studies, costs, and involvement of the public, local, and state officials, and select a recommended alternative for each interchange. The recommended alternative for the project area was chosen by FDOT on January 26, 2017. Alternative 3, Single Point Urban Interchange, was chosen for the Gateway Boulevard interchange. The Gateway Boulevard preferred alternative is the Single Point Urban Interchange, or SPUI. One of the unavoidable consequences on a project such as this is the necessary relocation of families or businesses. At Boynton Beach Boulevard, we anticipate 33 impacted parcels for roadway improvements, 2 pond sites, and the relocation of 6 families and 1 business. West of I-95 and High Ridge Road, the anticipated required right-of-way is located on the north side of Gateway Boulevard. East of I-95, the anticipated required right-of-way is located on the south side of Gateway Boulevard and the east side of the northbound exit and entrance ramps. Additional anticipated required right-of-way located on the east side of the northbound exit, northbound entrance ramps. The PD&E study has evaluated the social, environmental, economic, and engineering impacts associated with proposed transportation improvements for each interchange location. The FDOT will continue to monitor any other environmental concerns that may arise. There are no anticipated impacts to any resources, with the exception of potential right-of-way acquisition. The environmental documents detailing the review of all resources analyzed have been available for public review since August 8, 2017, and will continue to be on display for 10 days after the public hearing at the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County, 3651 Quantum Boulevard, Boynton Beach, Florida 33426. The Boynton Beach City Library, 208 Seacrest Boulevard, Boynton Beach, Florida 33435, and the Florida Department of Transportation, District 4, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33309. The documents will remain on display through Friday, September 8, 2017, and are available for review on the project website at www.95gatewayboynton.com. All right-of-way acquisition will be conducted in accordance with Florida Statute 339.09 and the Federal Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970, commonly known as the Uniform Act. If you are required to make any type of move as a result of a Department of Transportation project, you can expect to be treated in a fair and helpful manner and in compliance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance Act. If a move is required, you will be contacted by an appraiser who will inspect your property. We encourage you to be present during the inspection and provide information about the value of your property. You may also be eligible for relocation advisory services and payment benefits. If you are being moved and you are unsatisfied with the department's determination of your eligibility for payment or the amount of that payment, you may appeal that determination. You will be promptly furnished necessary forms and notified of the procedures to be followed in making that appeal. A special word of caution: if you move before you receive notification of the relocation benefits that you might be entitled to, your benefits may be jeopardized. The relocation specialists who are supervising this program are here tonight. They will be happy to answer your questions and will also furnish you with copies of relocation assistance brochures. There have been various opportunities for the public to provide input on this project. Several public meetings have been held, dating from September 17, 2015 until tonight. We welcome your oral or written comments that will help us make this important decision. At the conclusion of this presentation, our personnel will distribute speaker cards to those in the audience who have not received one and would like to make a statement. A court reporter will record your statement, and a verbatim transcript will be made of all oral proceedings at this hearing. If you do not wish to speak at the microphone, you may provide your comments in writing or directly to the court reporter at the comment table. Every comment method carries equal weight. Written comments received or postmarked no later than 10 days following the date of this public hearing will become a part of the public record for this hearing. All written comments should be mailed to the address shown on the slide or in your handout. You may also visit the study website at www.95gatewayboynton.com for more information. go to the Email Updates page to leave a comment or ask to be added to the mailing list. Persons on the mailing list will receive notices for future public meetings. Written statements may be presented in lieu of or in addition to oral statements. All written material received at this public hearing and at the Florida Department of Transportation District Office will become a part of the public record for this hearing. All written comments should be addressed to Mr. Took Lee, the Florida Department of Transportation, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309-3421, postmarked no later than September 8, 2017. Comments may also be emailed to took.lee@dot.state.fl.us. The next step is to incorporate your input on this public hearing into our decision-making process. After the comment period closes and your input has been considered, a decision will be made, and the final PD&E document will be sent to the FDOT Office of Environmental Management, which, based on the MOU signed with FHWA on December 14, 2016, has approval authority on this project, granting location and design concept acceptance. This project has and will continue to comply with all applicable state and federal rules and regulations. This concludes our presentation. We now offer you the opportunity to make a statement. Thank you for attending the public hearing.